Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZozoStockWatch.com, and this is your stock watch list and market talk for Wednesday, February 7th, seventh day of February. Markets recover. Dow closes up 567 points, so nice show up by the bulls here today. Was a little bit touch and go, and we were watching the market action throughout the day in the service. And at one point, I thought I was going to lose it, and the bulls did show up and rally us up into the close. So good day for the bulls. Nice comeback. Is it over? I don't think so. We'll see, right? But we play it day by day. We got a few swing trades on today, kind of testing the waters, so we shall see. And right now, the futures are up. I'll show you the futures in a moment. Let's go ahead and go through the news that came out after the bell. This courtesy of the Trade Exchange, built for traders by traders. First one up here is Akamai. They beat by 6 cents and they beat on revenue. So Akamai in the after hours, as you can see here, my after hours chart is moving up in after hours. So that one, CERN also had earnings after the bell, and that one was moving down after hours. Netgear beat by 7 cents. NTGR, that stock popped and moved up, giving it back a little bit on Netgear, but up after their earnings. Disney came out with earnings after the bell, and let's check out Disney. Last time I looked, it was trading up and currently trading at $109 on Disney. And I believe Bob Iger came out and said that, yeah, Disney beat by 28 cents and beat on revenues. And then Bob Iger came out and said that they'll be starting selling ESPN for $4.99 per month for ESPN. That was some comments by Bob Iger, and that sent the stock higher. NEWR had earnings also after the bell. Not too much action there in the after hours, but they beat by 13 cents, beat on revenues. Snap was up after hours. They had their earnings come out, and Snap did a little better than they expected. And Snap, big pop up here on Snap. Their earnings came in 3 cents better than expected. I think instead of down 16 cents, they were down 13 cents on their earnings. Twitter was also moving up a little bit after hours on the Snap movement up on their earnings. And yeah, here it is. Snap beats by 3 cents, beats on revenue. Twitter moving up in after hours. Zen beat by 3 cents, beat on revenue. Zen, Zen. So nice pop in Zen in the after hours as the earnings come rolling out. MCHP Technology beat by a penny, beat on revenue. MCHP. That stock went down in the after hours. APC, Anadarko Petroleum, they beat by 20 cents, beat on revenue. APC, let's see if there was any action. And yeah, it got bid up a little bit in the after hours on APC. PAA missed by 15 cents on PAA. Let's see, Beazer Homes also reported after the bell. Stock was down a little bit in the after hours. Crude, the API crude numbers came out. It was a drawdown of 1.5 million barrels there on crude. So oil actually moved up a little bit. At first, it had moved down, and then they popped it back up. So on the API data numbers that came out, JKS Solar announced they proposed follow on offer. So JKS, let's see if, yeah, that stock moving down in the after hours. Jinko Solar. So that one moving down. MTCH Match Group earnings per share of 18 cents. Don't think it was enough though, as that stock, yeah, it did move down, but they came in, got some buyers in the after hours to help out MTCH Match Group recover back up. What else do we have? We had some insider purchases from directors. Anybody major? Don't think so. So we'll scroll through that. Jagex looking to approve a reverse split of up to 1 for 10. on JAGX, so everybody kind of was bailing ship on JAGX. Some earnings for tomorrow after the close. You can see them listed here. All right, and I'll show you a better schematic. Simo had earnings after the bell. SIMO bidding up a little bit in the after hours as they beat by 17 cents and beat on revenue. So SIMO. All right, let's get this out of the way and let's take a look at the futures in the after hours. They just opened up at 6 p.m. So the futures are moving up a little bit. Dow futures up 53. It's about 6:22 Eastern time, my time. So it's still very early in the evening, but futures on the open, they were higher than this, and they've pulled back some. S&P futures up 4, Nasdaq futures up 17 for your futures. For your calendar of events for Wednesday, we have some Fed speak going on tomorrow. William Dudley at 8:30, Charles Evan at 11:15, John Williams at 5:20 p.m. Eastern Time. We have the EIA petroleum numbers coming out Wednesday at 10:30. Nothing really major for the day as far as economic information. Just a lot more Fed speak coming up on Thursday and Friday. Really no economic numbers coming up. So here's the earnings that we have coming out for Wednesday before the bell. Trivago, Humana, Berry Plastics, ICE, Michael Kors. So that'll be a few coming out before the open tomorrow. And then some of the other top names after the bell: Tesla, iRobot, XPO Logistics, Yelp, Suncor. And then don't forget on Thursday we have NVIDIA after the bell and Twitter before the bell. Teva is before the bell, Grubhub. So some big names yet to come, NVIDIA and Twitter being the two on Thursday that people will be watching. Let's go ahead and look at some of the call activity, courtesy of the trade exchange. Call activity, unusual call activity in STZ, DHI, which is a home builder, Newell Rubbermaid, NWL had some call activity. To the put side, we had Trivago and BOX. Then some of your top gainers for the day: ATAI, LITE, they had earnings today. Zyop moved up. ARRY was very strong. Trip was strong today. OSTK, MU, very spready though, overstock.com. OSTK was looking at it for a trade, but had a 20-30 cent spreads in it at a time, so that makes it a little bit tougher. MU was up today. SWKS, sorry, after their earnings, and Trove was up. And then some of your losers: Digley, DGLY, and then GWPH also was down. So that's some of your action. Let me get this out of the way. Let's look at the markets, and then we'll go into the stock watch. All right, so let's go over some of the markets real fast. So basically, we had an oversold bounce today. That's what I'm calling it. You know, we were oversold. The market opened up lower this morning and then popped back up. But you know, I'm going to say it was an oversold bounce. We came down to the 150, about the 150 SMA, this orange dotted line here you see on the SPY. Now, down below, this light blue line here, this is the monthly 10 SMA, and it was at 256. So that was a possible target that I had. Also, this 257 area was the low in the pre-market this morning, and then they moved it up from the lows of pre-market and closed it up here near 270. So right now, you know, we're still below the 50 SMA, still below all these fast-moving averages, and still below the 270 marker you see here for the SPY. So we'll see if we're going to get a continuation move up, or was this a, like I said, a dead cap bounce or an oversold bounce. So we'll have to see what the next day tomorrow is going to bring. But like I said, we had some very nice trades in the room. One of the trades that we did was Intel today. All right, that was right from the get-go. We got in a little bit late because I was being a little bit cautious, but I grabbed Intel right over $44.50. and it ran up to $44.93 on the high there on Intel. Thought we were going to get that break of 45. Didn't happen, so I sold as it was moving up. Got to play, some big shares in Intel because it was, very tight. It's not a spready stock, and I know it has very liquid and you can get out very easily. So I got a nice first trade in Intel. Next trade that we did in the room was we did actually a swing trade in MJX. We got in MJX at 31.05 and stock trading up currently at 33.60. Now we've taken some off the table here. We called it today and we got a beautiful move up on this swing trade on MJX. Now I was selling partial on the swing trade on this pop here up near 32, but now I'm holding some shares and being rewarded, and obviously I'll keep an eye on it tomorrow on the open. But a very nice trade there for our swing trade in MJX. Another stock that we traded was U.S. Steel. We got in U.S. Steel during kind of the lunchtime hours. It got over this 34.45 for a nice pop up to about 34.84, 34.86 on U.S. Steel. So a quick lunchtime trade. Then afterwards, it triggered again and gave even a nicer pop for almost $1 here on U.S. Steel. So we had members that traded it here, and they also got back into it here and got a dollar trade. So very nice trade there on NXTD on U.S. Steel. Sorry, NXTD was another trade that we called today. This one over $1.92, and it pushed up all the way to $2.16 on NXTD. So the entry was right over this $1.92 spot for a nice push up there. And then lastly, we traded DPW. We were watching this one. One of the members brought this to my attention, asked if I could take a look at it, and I said, yeah, if that one gets over, $1.40, $1.41 area, that could be definitely a go because it had resistance there, and I'll adjust my line here. All right, and it had resistance here at around that $1.40, $1.41. It gets over that, and it was off to the races here on DPW. During the regular market hours, it got up to $1.65. So a nice trade there on DPW. And Riot was moving up. I didn't get a trade in Riot, so that's when I was looking. One of my members said, hey, can you take a look at DPW? And I took a look at it, and we got a beautiful trade in DPW. So nice job there. Love the teamwork in the room, and very nice trade there on DPW. All right, so that's the markets. I mean, everything, everything pretty much bounced today. Apple, dead cat bounce here. MU also dead cat bounce, so everything bouncing. MU looks, maybe pretty good here if it can get back over 44. So we'll look at that more as I go into stocks to watch. But overall, a nice recovery for the bulls. Like I said, the Dow was up 567 points. The Nasdaq was up 148 points. The transports were up 178 points. Now we just need to see if we're going to follow through for tomorrow. Amazon bouncing off the 20 SMA. Facebook, nice recovery here off of these lows back above the 50 SMA. Google, coming back from the dead here, trying to get back over the 50 SMA, but today stalled there at the 50 SMA. Apple, like I said, a nice bounce off this 155 area for Apple, but still has a lot of work to do. Twitter bounced today, holding the 20 SMA. Earnings coming up on this one. Tesla, nice bounce, trying to get back over, or actually getting back over the 50 SMA, trying to get back over the 200 SMA, the green line you see there on Tesla. Netflix, nice recovery off about that 250 area, the 20 SMA, and pushing up now back over the 5 EMA here, the yellow line you see on my daily chart, dotted yellow line. So, like I said, nice recovery. Now we have to see if we're going to get more follow through, or is the market going to pull back. So I guess it's kind of called turnaround Tuesday, because it rhymes. Now, we'll see if we can get the follow through Wednesday. As it stands right now, like I said, the futures were moving up a little bit today after the 6 o'clock on the open. So we'll see if that'll carry through. All right, so let's get into our stocks to watch. And just a heads up, if you'd like to get access to my chat room, we're doing free chat room week. What a week to do free chat room. A lot of market action, and folks are learning a lot. And if you want to come, I'll put this link in the description code in the description box for you. You'll just click on this and you'll have access to the chat room. This free access is going to end on Friday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so you can come spend a couple of days with us, 3 days with us. So check out this link down in the description box. All right. Let's get into that watch list. All right, so I don't have a very long watch list, but I tried to put something together just so I can be ready. And of course, I have my trade ideas scanners that I'll be using in the morning to pick up gappers and things like that. And also, I have my trade exchange news up so I can pick up anything that's getting news. So those will be in play, right? Any gappers, any news related stocks. But tried to put a little bit of a watch list together. Looking at this AMD, if it can possibly get over, this 1175 tomorrow area on AMD. BIOS, a nice pop here off of the 200 SMA here. So 1.2 million shares in BIOS. DPW, I'll be looking for maybe some more follow through in DPW. FOXA, this one has takeover chatter from Disney. So we'll see if this one wants to pop. Actually moved up a little bit in the after hours on the Disney earnings. So I'll have Foxa on watch tomorrow. Gurn, holding up. Needs to get over this 275 area on GERN. 3.5 million shares. GNC, another one I'm kind of watching to see if it can get back over, this 430, 440 area on GNC. To come up off the bottom there. INFN, big pop, 3.3 million shares, trying to get up over this $7 area on INFN. Communications and equipment. Intel, watching this one for further continuation, maybe through that 45 number. JASO, this chart has been holding up. It popped here, it pulled back, right? But overall, as far as the market goes, I mean, it's been pretty stellar and holding up. Has this 775 area on JASO. Big volume came in it today, 2.2 million shares, so something going on there with JASO. LGCY actually holding up during this sell-off. A little kind of an organized pullback here to the 20 SMA. So this one might be interesting if it can get going. MJX, we have a swing trade in this one going. We're in at 3105. Nice pop here, so I'll be watching this one to see if it's going to continue up. MJX, it's the marijuana ETF. It has a GWPH in it and a bunch of over-the-counter stocks. So if you're into marijuana, this is the ETF. If you're into all those little penny plays, the over-counter, the pink stocks, I don't really trade those, but having MJX allows me to, participate in those without having to play those over-the-counter stocks. MU, a nice recovery here. We'll be looking for maybe that 44 break, 44.05 on MU. That'll be on watch. NETE had a nice pop. Takeover chatter around this name. Let's see if it can get back over, 7.05 on NETE. NVE, NVAX, nice pop. Looking for, if we take out the highs here, 210, 211, a biotech name, so watching that one. NXTD gave us a really nice trade, like I said, over that $1.92. Now see if there's any kind of continuation in that. Riot will be on watch. It bounced today. So I'll be watching Riot tomorrow. Can have spreads in it, so we'll see how the spreads are. Twitter, looking for this one maybe to make a run tomorrow on the Snap chat. Snap earnings, so we'll see if Twitter wants to be in play. Wayfair has been holding up, not really even correcting during this whole market sell-off. So Wayfair very strong, holding this 20 SMA. Buyers stepped up today, so it looks very strong. Shop came down and recovered, but to be honest, I like the look of Wayfair much better. Very strong there. WTW, this one actually pretty strong too, holding this around this 20 SMA. So this one will be on watch for a move tomorrow. US Steel to see if we can get back over this 50 SMA. Some other names, AKS. Might want to pop here. It's been beaten down a bunch with the other stocks. So AKS, you can watch that one, or Cliffs, or FCX. Also bounced off the 50. So that's a few names that, you can keep on watch. XXI. Holding above the 200 SMA here, bouncing off the 150, this orange dotted line you see here. So XXI will be on watch. Maybe it wants to take out, 295 for the possible $3 break on XXI. So that's the watch list. Like I said, nice recovery in the markets by the bulls. Is it a dead cap bounce? Is it just a, oversold type of bounce? We'll have to tell and see in the morning. Was a little cautious on the open this morning, and then started to see things, move up nicely on the trades that we did later in the afternoon and that MJX swing trade. So overall, a very good day. Can't complain too much. And a lot of the folks that are using the room for free right now, they're loving it. So like I said, if you want to come and check out the room, you have a free access. This link will be down in the description box. Just click on this and you can come into the chat room. Chat room opens up at 6:45 a.m. Eastern Time each day, closes at 7 o'clock at night each day. So that's the link, and it'll be provided for you in the description box.